I don't want to waste everyone's time, so let me quickly show you what I got here. I've been working on a couple things under the table, and as you can see by the title, it's some games that I'm going to start developing. This is more so going to be about my journey into game development, so I'm not going to claim that any of these games are original, but here's what I have to offer. So I got 3 games to show you guys today, all courtesy of the Unity Learn program. So you too can follow along if you wish to become a game developer. These templates allow you to create similar but not the same games, as I've added my own personal touch to each one. Okay, actually, quick note, if anyone tells you they've learned Unity within a month, they're bullshitting you. Second, if you're gonna ask me how my progress has learning Unity myself, it's been shit. But like, it's a start. I started with the FPS tutorial that you see here. Following the instructions will let you use the same template, but it's up to you to make it your own. You can breeze through them quickly, but I wanted to spend time and present something that I can call my own. Easy to follow prefabs for room building, messing with the weapons and balancing them to where I found it fun. Now I'm more or less happy with the first level of this FPS. It's sorta got a Doom-like feel to it. And the CCTV I added in the corner is something I'm really happy with. I didn't think that I could implement something like that, but there was a guy that showed me how. But I definitely for sure screwed up the nav mesh. I was completely lost when it came to the AI pathing. The final result does have some guys who are moving around. I'll explain why that is later, but for the most part they kind of just stick in place. Oh, and the game also showed me how to make multiple levels, but I didn't figure that out until later as well. Funny enough, I actually finished the second level earlier today, so by the time you see this video, the second level should be in a state I'm happy with. Alright, while I was working on the FPS game, I was studying in my free time through mobile apps. I recommend Code Mirai and SoloLearn. Those were the 2 that I used to get started on coding. They give you entry-level information on C#, which helped me recognize what's going on. So being on mobile, it's really handy to have when you have a quick 2-3 minutes. So next I moved on to the 2D platformer. This one gave me a lot of trouble with the AI. For the longest time I couldn't figure out how to get the enemy to move around, so they were like speed bumps. Their hitboxes ended up all over the place, and sometimes they would wedge themselves into the walls. I had one enemy that became immortal and gained the ability to fly. Regardless, the big takeaway is that I now understand AI pathing. And this is what I use to bring back to the FPS game and why it somewhat works there. I know it's broken there, but I know what I'm doing here. I know what a patrol path is. Shoot. Here I started to add more of a personal touch, learning how to import small things. I didn't mess too much with the level, as I tend to find 2D platformers not so interesting, but I give it enough of a try. I added a homage to Super Mario World 1-2 Skip, so I think that's enough. Honestly, if there's one thing that bugs me about 2D platformers, it's that I couldn't offset my character and he's just kind of stuck in the middle. I wish I had a little bit more time to figure that out. Not that I'm on a time limit, I just don't care enough anymore. Honestly, with the 2D platforming tutorial, I was hoping to get a little bit more out of it. Something like, I don't know, moving platforms, trigger systems, or some other 2D platforming trope or staple, like Coyote Time. But hey, at least there's no elevators to ruin the pace of my game, so there's that. Also, sorry the game has no end. The tutorial didn't teach me about scenes, so there's no ending. Time for awkward segue. Okay, so the kart racer I spent a lot longer on, and it gave me the most trouble. I've had the most experience I've had to date when going into this one, and pulled a couple all-nighters to get this one done. Only for my file to corrupt at the very end, forcing me to restart 100% from scratch. Welcome to game developing. The tutorial did not explain raycasting at all, which would have greatly helped, as I discovered increasing the speed of the karts registers collisions with the ground. So I had to take out the bounce effect, which results in some good moments when you crash. But I was able to make the most of my trailing effects, at least I got to keep that. So, as well as I implemented a drift system that I really like, I imported some additional assets that gave the world a little bit more life. Definitely came out as my more favorable of the 3 games I made. I had originally planned to have multiple opponents during the race, but the raycast issue kept showing up. I don't know how to create a debug script at this point to find out what's going on, so that kind of sucks. I was also attempting to have a ghost racer that joins after you complete the first lap. It would use your previous lap data against you and attempt to steal a win, but that's literally what caused my game to go corrupt in the first place, so no ghost, no problem. By this point is when I learned how to do scene management, so I would have spent this next few seconds explaining why the second level of the FPS game was so ghetto and bad. But since I updated it, I'm able to add more than one level, have it properly working and balanced, and while I didn't add a second level to the kart racer, I could. So that's pretty much what I have to show you today, but these micro games are just a start for me. They have shown me what I need to learn next. Things like I need to figure out debugging, I need to know how to separate my scripts and calling multiple scripts. Raycast is a big thing now, and menu generation, as I need to figure out how to close games on my own terms. Oh, and Blender. I'm also learning Blender as well. So all the while I'm watching a lot of YouTube videos and such, I will link some mentors in our channel. As you can tell, I'm sort of gearing up for something, and what I'm kind of gearing up for is preparation to make my own game. So this isn't a devlog, but it's the start of what will become devlogs. I think I'll be just as inconsistent as anybody else creating devlogs, but I have so many game ideas that I want to make for myself, and if they interest others, all the better. For now, I just want to know where I started from. So I guess peace out for now. Thanks for taking the time to check us out. Hopefully what I create is something you will enjoy, and all the games are readily available through the link on our main page as well as in our description. In the future there'll be ways for everyone to even get involved as I create. I might stream. I give first dibs to those in our Discord, but we'll see.